10 social media marketing hacks to try today. 1. Make your marketing conversations conversational. Brands should stop thinking of social networks as just another channel, says the CEO of Conversion Social, and start thinking of them as opportunities to engage customers in conversations around topics relevant to their lives. Social media platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn are starting to change how we communicate, making it harder to control what gets shared and to reach our audience directly. But there's still plenty of room for marketers to connect with consumers and help them solve problems. Conversation marketing, a term coined by Michael Schrade, founder of Conversion Social, is all about having an honest conversation with your customers. In his book, The End of Business as Usual, author Seth Godin talks about how companies used to sell things, and now they're trying to make people feel better. He argues that brands must shift their approach from promoting products or services to helping people solve problems. When you do that, you'll find that social media isn't just another channel anymore, it's become part of the customer experience. And that's where brands can differentiate themselves. 2. Use your social media accounts to sell products. Social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Snapchat, YouTube, and others are becoming increasingly popular among brands. They use these platforms to reach consumers and promote their businesses. But what happens when someone wants to make purchases online? Do they go to Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Shopify, or another e-commerce site? Or do they head over to one of those social networks? If people want to shop on social media, why don't we just let them? These companies are starting to roll out tools that allow users to buy directly from them. These tools include Instagram, Facebook Marketplace, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. Users select the item they want to buy, add it to their cart, and complete the transaction. There are no fees involved, and there is no shipping cost either. So why aren't more brands doing this already? Brands are missing potential revenue because they haven't taken advantage of these opportunities. Instead, they're still sending shoppers to their e-commerce stores. Why? Because most of these platforms require merchants to pay a fee every time someone buys something. And since many shoppers prefer to avoid paying extra fees, they'll often choose to buy from a different retailer. But if brands start offering these types of options, they could potentially turn their social platforms into shopping channels. By allowing shoppers to buy directly from them, they can save money while improving customer experience. Start building relationships with influencers. Influencer marketing is a great way to build brand awareness and generate leads. You can find influencers by searching for keywords related to your industry. Once you've identified influencers, reach out to them and ask if they'd be willing to review your products or services. Make sure to provide samples and show proof of authenticity. Create a landing page. A landing page is a web page that promotes a specific product or service. When creating a landing page, remember that it must match your leading site's look and feel. Also, make sure it clearly states the benefits of buying from you. 3. Don't forget your competitors. Social media is constantly evolving, thus, you should keep an ear out for your competitors' actions. They might be watching you, too, therefore, it's important to remember them. The following 9 social media strategies will help you beat your competitors in 2023. Be transparent, build trust, engage with influencers. Create a brand voice, focus on quality over quantity, provide value. 8. Make sure your audience knows you're there. 9. Don't forget about your competitors. 4. Start sharing more snackable content. Short-form content is what people like seeing on social media. In fact, according to research done by Brainstorm, people spend less time reading long-form content than short-form. And brands are starting to share quick-form content on social media. So how do you know whether to share snackable content or long-form content? Here are some tips to help you decide. 5. Define your audience. Before you start brainstorming buyer personas, you must decide whom you're targeting. You could focus on one type of customer, such as millennials, another might be parents with young children. Or perhaps you'd like to work with small businesses looking to grow. Make sure you've got some data to support your decision, whichever group you select. For instance, you could look at your most recent sales pipeline report to see where your leads came from and what stage of the buying cycle they fell into. If you don't have access to that information, try searching online for reports similar to yours. Once you've identified your audience, you can consider the types of buyers you'd like to include in your personas. Here are some ideas to consider. People who fit a particular demographic profile, such as age, gender, income level, location, etc. Customers who have previously bought products or services from your organization. Know your audience. If you don't know your audience, you won't know what type of content works best for them. You'll end up posting things that aren't relevant to them. For example, if you're trying to sell a product, you might post a product review. But if your target audience doesn't care about products, they probably won't read it. Instead, ask yourself questions like, what does my ideal customer want? If you want to educate someone, ask yourself questions like, whom am I trying to reach? Make sure you're writing for your audience. When you write something, make sure it's written specifically for your audience. If you use generic language, you could lose potential customers. Ask yourself questions such as, how many words are needed to convey this idea? And is there anything else I can add to make this even better? 6. Brainstorm buyer personas that represent your ideal clients. There are many ways to define a buyer persona, but we like to think of it as a fictional character based on real people you know. These personas help you understand what your customers want and how best to serve them. They provide a framework for understanding customer behavior and preferences, helping you develop strategies and tactics that target specific audiences. We'll use our fictitious client, Greta, as an example. 7. Create persona-specific targeted ads. The best way to target specific audiences is to use persona-specific ads. This allows you to tailor your ad to fit the needs of each audience member rather than trying to appeal to everyone at once. For example, let's say you sell real estate. You might advertise on Facebook that you are looking for 8 buyers in the $300K, $400K range, but you wouldn't want to show up in someone else's feed searching for properties under $200,000. Instead, you could create a separate ad for those types of searches. 8 buyers also use location targeting to increase exposure. For instance, if you live near a college campus, you might post an ad saying you offer free consultations for students. Or you could create a similar ad targeting nearby businesses that provide office space for rent. Finally, you can use mobile devices targeting to find potential clients who may be interested in purchasing or selling a home. Many people now rely on smartphones for most daily activities, including shopping, banking, and even finding a date. So, make sure your ads are optimized for mobile devices. 8. Don't forget about the younger generation. According to the National Association of Realtors, millennials represent half of the population today. And while they aren't ready to purchase a home just yet, they plan to start families and build careers. But because they still live at home, they tend to look for houses near where they grew up. So, it makes sense that many of them prefer to shop online. In fact, according to Statista, millennials spend more money on digital purchases than any other age group. So, to attract millennial homebuyers, consider creating ads specifically designed for them. 9. Use If This, Then That. IFT is a free app that lets you connect different apps to automated workflows. For example, you could set it up so that whenever someone mentions your brand name on Twitter, you automatically post something on Facebook. Or you want to send out a tweet whenever you receive an email. If you use Gmail, you can do both of those things already. But what about sending an email when you see a picture of a particular type of dog on Instagram? You can do that, too, with IFT. The best part is that you don't even need to know how to code. All you need to do is set up the If This, Then That rules. These straightforward statements tell IFT precisely what to do when certain conditions occur. So, let's say you want them to email you a photo of her favorite dog on Instagram. To do this, you'd write the following rule: if this, then that. In this case, the this would be seeing a picture of a dog on Instagram, and the that would be sending a message to your boss. Once you've written that down, you're ready to go. Now, anytime you take a dog picture, You'll also get an automatic email sent to your boss. There are thousands of recipes to choose from, and each one connects to dozens of other apps. Here are some examples. Send a text message to your mom whenever you see a sunset. Automatically add a comment to your friend's Instagram photos. Post a recipe to Pinterest when you find a fantastic restaurant. Add a reminder to your calendar when you forget to buy milk. 10. Use a period before your tweet. Susan says putting a period after it makes sure everyone sees your tweet. But Twitter doesn't allow mentions without periods or space. According to Twitter rules, a period is considered punctuation and must be included in every tweet.